All right, today we are gonna do a little chit chat. Get ready with me. I'm gonna answer some questions that you guys asked me over on Instagram, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about like my relationship with Joe and just like how things have been lately, honestly, like with a newborn, and just a couple things about our relationship that I want to clear up because I've been asked a lot of the same questions about it and things like that. So we're gonna chat about that, have like some girl talk time, and then I'm also gonna be showing you like my everyday makeup routine. This is like my makeshift little setup over here. I've got my little like makeup organizer that I brought in from the bathroom. I freaking love this thing so much. So I'm gonna do my makeup. I've got my little mirror over there, and yeah, I thought it would just be fun to just kind of chat with you guys. It's been a little while since I did that, but before we jump into all of that, I do want to say a quick thank you to Analisa Jewelry for sponsoring today's video. I'm so happy that I finally get to share this jewelry with you guys because I've been asked about it a million times in like my other vlogs because I've been wearing their jewelry non-stop in my videos. This little necklace that I've been wearing is from Analisa, and so is this dainty little bracelet and my earrings also. So I'm gonna just quickly just talk a little bit about them and the pieces that I picked out and like why I picked them and stuff. First of all, if you've never heard of them, definitely check out their website. They're a sustainable jewelry company, and I really like that it's a company that not only do they have really pretty pieces, but that they're responsible and that they're sustainable. Again, I'm really getting into that more and more. Like, it just feels so nice when you find a company that you really like their products and then like you also like what they stand for. Like, I just think it's really cool when you get to blend the two. I'm pretty sure they use like recycled gold and they use like recycled materials whenever they can. But even though they're like made out of recyclable metals and things like that, like they're also tarnish free, and that's amazing for me because I never take off my jewelry when I go in the shower. A lot of people will ask me that when I recommend jewelry, like, hey, does it tarnish? This stuff has not tarnished at all. It is still in the same exact condition that it was when I first got it, and I always shower with it. I never take these earrings off. Like, I only take off my jewelry when I'm gonna switch out my jewelry, but other than that, it stays on me all the time because I'm just lazy like that. They have a bunch of pieces on their website that are very affordable. I think they have pieces that start at like $39. I had the hardest time picking out pieces because they were like, oh, you know, pick out 3 pieces, and so the ones that I picked were these little hoop earrings. I love just dainty little earrings. I can't wear any like big statement pieces because my earlobes are actually like, the hole is like a little low, and so when I have like big giant earrings, like statement earrings and stuff like that, they kind of like, I don't know, they like look very odd and they hurt my ears. So I'm always like with like little dainty pieces, and I love these. They have like a white little gold, I don't know, like a white gold finish, or like, I don't know, some kind of white plating finish. I think they look super cute and trendy, a little bit more modern than like the basic little pearls that I used to always wear. And then I love my necklace. My necklace is a Virgin Mary, so it's a very special piece to me, and I just like that, I don't know, it's like a tiny little thing. It reminds me of, you know, like what that means to me. So I've been wearing this a ton, and then my bracelet is just the cutest thing ever because it's just a very thin little bracelet. I feel like it makes me feel a little bit more put together, and it's just crazy like how many of you guys have asked me about this bracelet. Everything comes in the cutest little packaging, so that's all I'm gonna say about them. Really go check them out. I'm pretty sure that they're having a sale right now. If they have anything special going on right now, I'll leave a code in the description box so you guys can check that out. But a huge thank you to Analisa for sponsoring today's video. All right, so I'm gonna do my makeup, and I've also set a timer because Joe is with Jackson right now and Riley's taking a nap, so I don't want to take too long. I'm gonna take off my makeup and then I will hop back here and then we'll just go from there. Okay, so I did the best that I could to just take everything off, so I'm just gonna kind of let that dry. I've gotten a bunch of questions about my skincare routine and like what I do to make my skin look like this. I've been very honest about the fact that like I suck and that I don't really have a very good skincare routine. I'm about to turn 30 in August, and now is when I'm really starting to like take care of my skin. I've been drinking collagen peptides to see if that kind of helps with, I don't know, my skin elasticity, or I don't know, like I just have never had a very solid skincare routine. So that's something that I'm like actively working on, but I'm very paranoid when it comes to putting products on my face because my face is pretty clear right now. Like every once in a while I'll have like some pimples. I have some like whiteheads and stuff, but for the most part my skin is probably the best that it's ever been in my life. That was not always the case. Like straight up, when I was in high school, I had really bad acne, and it was awful. Like my skin was just never happy. I tried all the things. I tried Proactive. I never did Accutane, but I tried Proactive. I tried a whole bunch of different systems and cleansers, and everything that we tried would either like make my skin dry and peel. Nothing ever made my skin happy. Like I even had like really bad breakouts like all over my chest and all over my back. I used to have the worst back knee. I'll never forget because it was just like so traumatizing to me. When I was little, I used to dance, and I also used to do like cheerleading. And so when I got to high school, I had to decide, like, do I want to be on the dance team or do I want to try out for the cheerleading team? And I literally picked the cheerleading team only because their uniforms covered their back, because like the dancers used to wear like all the cute little outfits and their cute little costumes, but they were always like backless. And I remember thinking to myself, like, if I'm in the dance team, everyone's gonna see my back knee. Like, that's literally what went through my mind. So I just say that because like if you have suffered from like skin problems and skin issues, like, I feel you, girl. I have been there, and thank God now with time, I guess as an adult, it has cleared up. But the only thing that I ever put on my skin, like to fix like acne problems, this thing, I have it here, the Clean and Clear. Like, that is the only thing I put on for like pimples and things like that. No other gels, no other systems. And then for skincare also, like, I use a couple night creams. I've told you that I use like an Elemis night cream, but I'm still working on skincare. So for now, that Clean and Clear is probably like one of the very few things that I can recommend. So I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet and condensed, because whenever I do like get ready with me's and like try to answer questions, I'm like all over the place. And I will most likely do a part 2 to this that's just Q&A, so we can just answer questions. And I'm gonna start off by just putting this on my face. This is a Cosmetics CC cream. I've been using this one instead of the matte one lately because it's just dry up here in Virginia, and the matte one tends to like dry out my skin a little bit too much. But like when I was down in South Florida, I used to love this because I tend to have oily skin, but lately it's been a little bit more dry. So if you're like more oily, you might like the matte one. Another just like really basic drugstore foundation that I also recommend is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus. This thing is like $6. It's probably not gonna focus, but it's like $6, and that's something else that I kind of rotate through. But I'm just gonna use this, and we're gonna chat a little bit about my lovely husband, because a lot of you guys have asked me lately, like, I forgot which video it was. I posted a video the other day. Oh, maybe the one where I was like so exhausted and was talking about my mental health and how it's not been the greatest lately. A lot of you guys commented, or not a lot, but some people commented, and they're like, well, where's your husband? And like, why doesn't he help you? He should probably help you more. And, you know, kind of like, I wouldn't say like bashing my husband, because like you guys are just trying to support me and to help me. But I did want to kind of clear the air, because my husband is not perfect. No husband is. I mean, if you have a perfect husband, congratulations. But I'm also very not perfect. But I would say that Joe is one of the best, okay? Because he does help me a ton. And the problem is that when you have 2 kids, like, he's helping me with the other kids. I'm struggling a lot with Jackson, but while I'm struggling with Jackson, Joe is helping me a lot with Riley. And that's the thing, like, sometimes you guys don't see that because obviously I don't film every second of every single day. But for the most part, he helps me a ton with Riley. Now that he's working from home, he puts Riley down for her nap every single day. And it's not just like, oh, grab her and put her in a crib and say goodnight, have a nice nap. Like, he literally goes in there with her for almost like half an hour most days, and he will read her books and stories, and he does prayer time with her, and then he puts her in her crib. So that's nap time. He prepares almost all of her meals, so lunch and most of the time dinner, he prepares her meals. And then at nighttime, I stay with Jackson, and I take care of Jackson and his whole bedtime routine. And maybe I should film some kind of bedtime routine so you guys can see this. But Joe does Riley's bedtime routine. He bathes her every single night, and he puts her to bed with the same thing. He reads her stories, he gets her in her PJs, he does a whole prayer routine, and then he puts her down for bed. So it's not that Joe does not help me, it's that he's helping me with Riley. Like, it would be so much easier if we just had to worry about just one child, but that's the thing with 2 kids. A lot of people will ask me, like, what's the difference between like having 1 kid and 2 kids, and like just like managing how much work each person does. The only thing that I can tell you guys is that, like, before you have kids, and we struggled with the same thing with just Riley. Like, when we had Riley and we were new parents, we struggled with this exact same thing. When it's just you and your partner, it's like, okay, you have 100% of the work that has to be done, so you do 50% and the other person does 50%, and together, like, 100% of the work is covered. The problem is that when you add kids to the mix, it's like, instead of having this much work, there is now this much work that has to be done. So even if you're both doing still 50% of the work, it still feels like you're doing more work because there's more work to freaking do. Like, I don't know if that makes any sense, but that's something that Joe and I have both struggled with, because it is a lot more work when you have kids. And now, like, we used to have this much work with Riley. Now we have this much work with Jackson, and so we are both overextended. We both have more work that has to be done, which means we are both more exhausted and all of that. That's just me rambling about that. My husband does help me, but at the same time, there are things that he can't help me with. He has no boobs that are useful. Like, his boobs will not breastfeed our child. So I've always had to do the night wakings and the feeding. And I've always done that because Joe has to wake up in the morning to go to work and to provide us with food on the table and all of that. So I've always gotten up with him in the middle of the night. I know that I have to get better at like asking for help, because there are times when like he will literally tell me, you just need to tell me what you want me to do. Like, Joe's very much a person where like he will do whatever I ask him to do. I just have to ask him. And sometimes I do get frustrated because I say, well, why should I have to ask you? You should know, right? Like, I want him to be a freaking mind reader sometimes. But he's very good in the sense that if I ask him to do something, he will. And I know that I just have to get better at figuring out like what can he help me with, when can he help me, and just like communicating that better. I'm very much like in my head a lot of times, and I kind of just expect him to know things, and he doesn't. I hope that makes sense, and I think I'm done pretty much with this. This is all I've been doing every single morning. Just this. I don't even put powder anymore because I just don't feel like I really need it. I love this stuff. I am gonna add just a little bit of blush so I don't look dead. This is like a Morphe blush in the shade Spirit. Nothing fancy about this. I think I got this like in an Ipsy bag one time, and I just like that it gives me a little bit of color. Most days I don't even put concealer. If I feel like I need to blend it, I go like this. And FYI, this entire process that I'm doing here with you guys, that's gonna be like forever long because I'm filming a video and trying to talk and answer questions. This will literally take me 5 minutes in the morning. So I just want you to be aware of that. I don't have time to be super fancy. I don't have time to do crazy makeup. Maybe one day I will, but not right now. So the next question that I got from one of you guys was, does the lack of sleep make you angry? When I saw that question, I was like, I don't even know if I want to tell them. Do I want to like air my dirty laundry? I don't know. The short answer to that question is yes, the lack of sleep makes me angry. Now I'm going to tell you a story, but first I'm going to show you what I'm doing to my eyebrows. So I have this little Morphe brush that I got in like a set. I love this brush. I use it all the time. And I'm just going to do my eyebrows, okay? Just kind of like flick them up like that. I like my eyebrows to look a little bit bushier, and they don't need to be perfect ever. This is an It Cosmetics palette that I've probably had for way too long. It is probably expired. It's a contour palette, and this is what I have used to do my eyebrows for like years. It's the easiest thing. So dirty, it's embarrassing, but this is what it looks like. This is the shade that I use for my eyebrows. Really any dark brown eyeshadow or like bronzer would do, but I just dip my brush in there and I just kind of fill in my eyebrows so that they look a little bit darker. That's literally all I do for my eyebrows. Sometimes they're a little bit better than other times. Sometimes they're a little bit not so perfect, and that's okay. I do the best that I can, and really the only people that see me are, well, like you guys, all of you guys when you watch my videos, and my children, and that's it. So that's what my eyebrows look like. I just like when my eyebrows look darker than they normally do. They just look a little bit more full, and then I can kind of brush them up. After that, I've tried using like pencils and things like that and gels, and I just don't like it. It takes a lot more time. This literally took 2 seconds to do, and I don't have the patience for that. So let me tell you the story, and then I'll do my mascara. So maybe 4 or 5 days ago, and I hope that Joe doesn't get mad at me for sharing this, but like 4 or 5 days ago is probably the worst that the sleep deprivation has ever been. Like, we were going through like that 4-month sleep regression, and things were like rough. Like, I was waking up in the middle of the night, like for a few days in a row. I was waking up like every hour, and he wasn't going back in his bassinet in the middle of the night. So I was not only getting up every hour, but then like when he would finally go to sleep, it would take him like an hour to do that. And I was up like from 2:30 in the night to like 3:30 in the night. And then I'd go back into bed and I would try to drift off back to sleep. And by the time that I was getting drowsy, he was up again. So it was like terrible. So needless to say, I was exhausted, and physically I felt ill. I really felt ill. Like, I know that I'm trying to keep this like lighthearted and funny and all of that, but like I really was not in a good place physically or mentally. Mentally I was drained, but physically I got to the point where I was almost like shaking, like almost like I could feel myself shaking from just exhaustion and from lack of sleep. And so long story short, it was like towards the end of the day, it was like 6 o'clock, and I had to get Jackson down for a nap. And in the meantime, we had ordered pizza. We had decided that it was going to be the first time that we order food since all the pandemic happened. So I was really excited because we had ordered Papa John's and it was going to be delivered, and it was like a big thing because like we hadn't had pizza from a place in a very long time. So I'm upstairs, I'm trying to rock Jackson to sleep, and before we started doing any kind of sleep training, like I was literally rocking him. And if you guys follow the whole sleep issue, like you guys know that I would spend sometimes 15-20 minutes rocking Jackson to sleep, and that the whole process was exhausting. So I'm rocking him. At the same time, I'm hearing that the pizza has been delivered, and so all I'm thinking of is, oh my god, I just want to eat my pizza. I really want to just go downstairs and eat my pizza. But at the same time, my child is not cooperating with me, doesn't want to take his nap, all of that. So I'm putting him down in the bassinet. He's not staying. Okay, great. I finally decide that I'm gonna give up on the nap. I'm already frustrated, I'm already hungry, and like at this point very hangry, like very, very hangry. Decided screw the nap. I brought Jackson downstairs, I put him in the carrier, and all I wanted to do was eat my pizza. I assumed that as soon as Joe got the pizza that he was gonna disinfect it all and have it ready for me to eat once I got downstairs. Instead, I see Joseph outside on the deck on his phone, and I was like, is the pizza ready? Like, did you disinfect the pizza? And he's like, no, I'll do it in a second. So because he was doing something on his phone. And so like literally probably like a minute goes by, and I go back to him and I'm like, hello, like, is my pizza not ready? Like, can you disinfect my pizza so I can eat my pizza? At this point, I don't even remember what he said to me, but he said something to me, and then I snapped. I was a legit crazy person, and I was like, what the heck are you doing on your butt? Just hanging out there, like on the deck. You need to give me my pizza. That is a very PG version of it. There was a lot of yelling involved. There was a lot of me literally losing my SHIT because I was pissed. I was so angry and upset, and looking back, should I have been that upset about the pizza? Probably not. But when you are sleep deprived, it makes you angry. I know what it's like to be angry when you are sleep deprived. And that doesn't give me an excuse, obviously, to be super snappy and to be mean to Joseph. I get that. But it's hard. It's hard not to be when you haven't slept and you're frustrated and you're hungry. Like, sleep deprivation is torture. So I'm hoping that answers the question, does a lack of sleep make you angry? Yeah, it can. And so that's why we've gotten to the point where we're really making sleep a priority. Literally after that, I was like, okay, we can't keep doing this. I can't keep not sleeping. I need to do something where he's sleeping better, because if I feel like that every day, imagine if I feel like that. Like, if every single day I'm in a pissed off mood, I'm angry, I'm snapping at Joe, I'm not a pleasant human being, like, that's not gonna be good for anyone. So I took some time, reflected on that, and we're just prioritizing that sleep so that I can be a little nicer. All right, really quick, I'm gonna do my my eyelashes. I have never had eyelash extensions, but I do like to have nice full eyelashes, so I use an eyelash curler every time I do my lashes. And as much as I like the Lash Paradise, this is one of the mascaras that I use a lot. As much as I like that one, I've been using this one lately, which is just a Maybelline, the Falsies. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. It'll focus. This I've been using, and it's really, really good. I don't know why. I had tried it out. They had sent this to me, and that's something else that I don't know if I ever pointed out, but a lot of you guys watched my bathroom organization video, and you guys were like, oh my god, you have so much makeup. I can't believe you buy all that makeup. Like, wow, you're a hoarder, whatever. I would say that maybe like 90% of the makeup that I have has been sent to me by PR companies and companies that just have sent me stuff. I'm very grateful for all of it, and believe me, I have donated so much makeup to like women's shelters and to Goodwill, literally to anyone who will take it. I've given away so much makeup because I don't want it to go bad and because I don't need that much makeup. But that's where it all comes from. So there's companies that will send me makeup to try, and I'm very fortunate for that. I think it's awesome. I get so excited every time that I get a PR package. So that's kind of what allows me to try some of these different things. I'm trying to do this without getting like all up in your face, because that's not pretty. But I don't know how well I'm gonna be able to do my eyelashes this far away from the mirror. Yeah, I really like this stuff. Normally I would only do like 1 or 2 coats, but I'm trying to like actually get them done from far away. That's literally what I do every day to my eyelashes. If I'm home, hardly ever will I put on eyeshadow. There's no need for it. I just don't. I also don't know how to use like a liquid eyeliner. I don't know how to do a cat eye. I look like a freaking clown every time that I even attempt it. So this is really like the face that you see on a daily basis. Like whenever you watch my vlogs, usually that is it. So that's usually all I put on. I'm gonna put on something on my lips in a second just so you guys can see something different. Let me see if I can answer a couple more questions before I do that. I have like 10 more minutes before I have to feed Jackson. So my ethnicity, a lot of people have asked me that question. I've said it before, but my grandparents came here from Cuba, so I am Cuban, but my parents were born here. I was born here, but that's like my background. I got a lot of questions asking me whether or not I'm gonna put the kids in daycare. Right now, the kids are not going to daycare. I know that I would get more free time if the kids were in daycare, but I'm not personally a fan of daycare. I can stay home with the kids. Obviously, if I had to work, I'd have to put them somewhere. If I had to be out there in the workforce and places, I would have to put them in daycare. But if I have the ability to stay home with them, I'd rather just keep them home. I wish that I could have Riley in some mommy and me classes so she can interact with other kids right now, but right now she can't interact with anyone. So that makes me sad because I do feel like she's at the age where she would really enjoy that. Like we used to do jamboree and she used to like have fun, but she wouldn't really interact too much with the kids. Now I feel like she would really interact with them, and now is when she can't. So I don't know, eventually we'll put her in something so she can play with some children her own age and not just look at my face all day. But I am glad that now she has Jackson, and that as Jackson gets older, obviously they can play together. But as of right now, daycare is not something that I'm looking at. I got a random question asking, where does Joe sleep? I don't know if that person meant Joe, my husband, or Jackson, my son, but Joe sleeps in the bed with me, okay? We have a king size bed. Even when we were like bed sharing and Jackson was in the bed with us, Joe was still in the bed with us too. So my husband always sleeps in the bed next to me. He's not a cuddler, I will tell you that. Like Joe is the kind of guy that like needs all of his space. He says that I am way too hot and he doesn't like to get hot in the middle of the night. So ever since we ever started sleeping in a bed together, he's literally on the other side of the bed, far away from me, wants nothing to do with me in the bed at night, but he definitely sleeps in my bed. Got a lot of questions about baby number 3. Are we still interested in baby number 3? If you ask Joe, Joe is a hard no right now. Joe is like that's not happening, like I'm gonna get snipped, wants nothing to do with baby number 3. I still haven't decided, but I'm leaning more on the no side. In this moment, like in this hard period of life right now, I'm more of a like, I think our family's complete. We have Riley, we have Jackson. I love that we're a family of 4. We're getting used to this dynamic, and right now I'm really happy with that. I have a lot of fears about like pregnancy because like this pregnancy was hard, and so I'm scared that like if I were to get pregnant again, like would it be a difficult pregnancy? Like I had the whole short cervix issue, so do I want to put myself through that again? The anxiety of like, what if something bad happens? Like I'm not sure that I honestly want to do that. And then on top of that, I don't know if like we can deal with another really hard newborn phase. Like this has been a lot for us to take and to get used to. So right now it's more of a no, but obviously if God has different plans, then he's a really funny guy, and then we'll have to, you know, just go with the flow. I got a lot of questions about tips on how to lose the baby weight. So I wish that I had more stuff that I could tell you guys. Literally, as soon as we moved into Virginia, I feel like the weight started falling off of me, and I would get on the scale and like every week I would be losing more weight. And the only thing that I can think of is just that I have definitely been just a little bit more active because of the fact that we have like a basement, we have the 2-story house, so I go up and down the stairs a lot. I'm constantly chasing one or both of my kids. I'm rocking Jackson back and forth. I have been eating a lot cleaner though, so I highly recommend just watching what you're eating. Like I honestly never exercise. Like the most that I do is I get my 10-pound dumbbells and I'll do like a quick little arm exercise, or I will get on the floor and I will do some crunches. That is it. There's no other like real cardio going on. I do not run. I will never run. I hate running. So for me, when I lose weight, it's mostly about how I eat. And so I try to eat cleaner. Like when I was trying to lose the baby weight with Riley, I had maybe like 10 pounds that I wanted to lose after I gave birth to Riley. Joe and I, we did the whole 30 and that weight came off. And just the fact that we were eating cleaner and healthier and not eating so much sugar, I feel like sugar is definitely something that you want to try to cut out. The last few weeks, I've been eating not perfect because I am not like the kind of person that's going to restrict myself all the way. I don't like those kind of diets. Like I didn't really enjoy the whole 30, but I have been mindful to like not snack as much throughout the day, or like not sit on the couch with a bag of candy. Like if I'm gonna get candy, I'm gonna get it from the pantry and then like a small little handful and take it to the couch, so that it's a lot harder for me to eat an entire bag of candy. Like if I want to eat the entire bag of candy, obviously I can, but it will require a lot more effort. It will require me to get my butt up off the couch and go to the pantry and keep doing that multiple times. So things like that I try to do. I also do swear by the trick of like using smaller plates. So serving yourself in a smaller plate so that it feels like you're eating more food instead of like a giant plate and then you just want to fill it up with a bunch of stuff. But most of the time you do want to get your body moving just a little bit. Go for a quick walk. There's a bunch of apps that you can download that are free where you get free quick little workouts. There's actually a girl on YouTube, and if I can find like one of her videos, I will link it down below, but she literally does like 3-minute workouts to like a popular song. So you're getting like a full body workout in like 3 minutes and you're like jamming to a song, and like that's like the only kind of workout that I will do because I have no patience and I'm not gonna sit there and do a 20-minute workout. It's just not for me. All right, let me see what I want to do on my lips and then I'll answer a couple more questions and then we'll close out this video. When I did my bathroom video, I showed you guys a lot of these lipsticks. These are beautiful. These are like my favorite lipsticks at the moment. First of all, like how pretty is that? Let me see if I can get it to focus. The packaging is gorgeous. These are from It Cosmetics and they sent me like their whole collection. So these are just like really pretty lipsticks and they also feel really nice on the skin. I think these also have like collagen in them, I want to say. I think like that was like their formula. So I have a bunch of different colors. There's this one that's a little brighter. I think I've used this one before, but they have these shades and then they have them in 2 different formulas. So like this is the same exact color, but one is cream and one is matte. So it kind of just depends on what you like to have on your lips. I don't like anything super matte and drying, so normally I will go with more of a cream formula. This is something fun for spring, like if you need just something a little bit vibrant. I like this one. This one I'll link down below, but the shade is called 1111. I also for the most part don't use lip liner regularly, so I'm not gonna do that in this video. I just want to show you guys like the color. So that's just something fun, a little different. This is the cream formula. And definitely for spring, it's just something that's a little bit more lively than what I would normally put on. But normally I either have nothing on or I use like Aquaphor. I'm sure you guys have all seen Aquaphor. I just do like to keep my lips looking hydrated. The other thing that I talked about is this is an It Cosmetics Je ne sais quoi. This is like a little like chapstick, but it also like makes your lips a little bit like rosier than usual. And they also have a different version of it, like this thing that you like twist the bottom and then stuff comes out. And this one is a little bit less of like a chapstick, more of like a stain. So that's one of the things that I usually put on. I also have like the OG, like I'm sure you guys have seen the Rose Salve. My camera won't focus on anything. But this, sometimes if I just want something quick on my lips, I'll put that on. Other things that I really like are these Revlon Ultra HD Vinyl Lip Polish. These are a great product. This one is my favorite color, and this one is Birthday Suit. And my other favorite lip product is the Maybelline Superstay, the matte ink. This is a really nice one, and this one is in Lover. So those are just a few of the things that every once in a while, if like I actually want to put something on my lips, that's usually what I'll do. I also wanted to try this thing that I told you guys that I was gonna try in a vlog, and I haven't tried it yet. This is the It Cosmetics setting spray. I didn't know that they had one, but it's got hyaluronic acid, coconut water. I don't usually use a setting spray, to be 100% honest, but they sent it to me, so I figured I would try it and let you guys know what I think about this. It's kind of, all right, you gotta kind of do this like far away, right? Because if not, it's gonna like just like blast in my face. Yeah, did it anyway. I have never understood setting sprays because like makes your face wet. Like, is it supposed to dry and feel better? Because like I feel like all my makeup is gonna come off. I don't know. It does smell really good because it has coconut water, so it's a nice little, I don't know, nice little thing to put on your face. I don't know, I'm like not fancy enough for this, but it does smell really good. It feels nice. So if you need a setting spray, you might want to try this one. Let's see if I can get a couple more questions before we are done with this video. So do you get any me time? I don't get a ton of me time. Right now I have me time, but I'm using it to film, right? Because Joe's downstairs with Jackson. They're working on this. Joe and I have sat down and have really said that both of us need me time, because that's something else that I don't know a lot of people like don't talk about. But we talk a lot about like the moms getting postpartum depression and postpartum anxiety. I swear that guys can get that too. And I feel like I need to go into a whole different video, and like Joe and I want to do a sit down Q&A with you guys, like just chatting about stuff like that. But 100% like Joe is also going through certain things. Like, I'm not the only one that's affected. Obviously, I'm affected a little bit more because the child came out of my vagina, and you know, like, I'm the one that's always dealing with him and breastfeeding him and all of that. But he's dealing with the fact that he also feels overwhelmed and he doesn't really get a lot of me time either. Like, he has work, yes, and I try to explain to him that he has me time when he goes to the bathroom by himself and when he drives to work and stuff like that. But he also wants time to decompress and to, like, you know, play a video game or do something on his own. So we're trying to find ways so that both of us get some me time. Maybe it looks like having a schedule, having a calendar, and saying, okay, on Mondays and Wednesdays you get an hour to yourself at night, and Tuesdays and Thursdays I get an hour. We're still trying to figure that out, but we are really trying to work on that because I do need some time that's just for me without the kids. I've been getting it here and there. Like, I was able to pamper myself the other day, if you guys saw my pampering routine, and I want to do that at least once a week. And then I'm trying to also like get used to, like, okay, like, when is Riley napping? What can I get done by myself when Riley's napping? Is there ever a time when like both of the kids are down and like I have maybe 5 or 10 minutes to myself? So I'm trying to figure all of that out, but hopefully we can find at least a little bit of time to just kind of have for ourselves. And that, my friends, is gonna be it because my alarm went off and I already hear Jackson getting fussy downstairs, which means that Joe is probably getting antsy and he's probably like dying for me to get down there. So I hope that you guys liked this little chit chat with me, girl time video. I hope that you guys got something from it. If there's any other questions you want to ask me, leave them down below. Any questions for Joe and I, also leave them down below, because we do want to sit down together and answer some of these questions, because the dynamic of like being a husband and a wife when you have like little kids and a newborn and all of that, it is insane, okay? So we want to be able to share some of that stuff with you guys. But again, a big thank you to Analisa for sponsoring the video. Again, check out their jewelry, check out their website. If you guys want to treat yourself to something or give yourself a Mother's Day gift, a belated Mother's Day gift, birthday gift, whatever, I have some really nice things. I think that you're gonna love them. And that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys to pieces. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.